I guess just introduce yourselves. Shawn.
All right. My name is Shawn Pryor. I'm an author. I've been writing for over 17 years. My latest books that are currently out are Kaiju Unleashed, a illustrated guide to the world of magnificent beasts. I believe that's the title of the book. But Kaiju Unleashed came out a couple of weeks ago. We talk about like all the Godzilla movies, King Kong movies, anything kaiju related, from movies, television, toys, video games, comics, novels, and the whole nine. Also have written for the Penguin Random House Who HQ series, Who is Shaun White, a biography of the Olympic snowboarder, also nicknamed the Flying Tomato. That came out last month. I also write a high-low reader series for kids. It's a superhero series called The Gamer. Basically, it's a toku book for kids. It's about a 13-year-old black kid by the name of Tyler who has a special wrist device that turns him into a superhero called the Gamer, and he fights villains created by Cynthia Cyber. For the last 4 books in the series dropped in September. There are 12 books overall.
Man, see, you got the pitch down. Like, if people ask me what I do, I'm like, and then I run away. You have that shit down. That's how you know you're a professional.
Well, thank you. Right now, my room is not very professional because my brother just moved into this house. So there are boxes and bags and things everywhere. Like literally, right behind me are 3 bins worth of tennis shoes. So so yeah, we still working it out over
here. Yeah. Julian.
Okay. Julian Lytle, semi-retired comic book artist.
Aww.
Semi-retired comic book writer. I guess I mostly write reviews about movies and TV shows, and yeah, that's about it right now.
You're writing for The Beat too, right?
Yeah, I do film reviews for The Beat.
That's so cool.
The geeky stuff, that is,
Yeah, they're like one of the few comic news sites that is still worth checking out, that doesn't like bombard you with stupid ass advertisements and shit.
Yeah. I still read Bleeding Cool because they're TMZ and people be snitching. But yeah, like I do more geek or comic book focused reviews on The Beat, but the bulk of my reviews is on a site called Riot Us, and that's where you can see the reviews of all the stuff, the geek stuff and the highfalutin bougie movies,
the fancy movies,
and TV shows, and stuff that ain't got nothing to do with people like outfits. You know what I'm saying? Might be gangster movies. It might be some real thug stuff like Gladiator 2. You know what I'm saying? Cutting people heads off. Denzel wear dresses and them rings and doing this thing.
That's awesome.
As he likes to say.
Well, I met you two at a con Super Show.
Yeah,
it was Super Show 3.
Super Show 3. Yeah. Me and Danielle Corsetto rode into town late, so we met everybody at the restaurant, and the 3 of us kind of sat down and talked about tokusatsu for like 3 fucking hours. It was, I think, Gokaiger was like the show that was the Super Sentai show that was on currently.
Yes.
So I could have thought of no other people better to discuss the demise of the Power Rangers franchise. So I've gathered us here to kind of like commiserate, say goodbye to an old friend, and talk about it.
So somebody just needs to buy Power Rangers again. Life was good with Disney, Shawn.
I know it was. And see, that's the whole thing. Like, Disney has something good and didn't know that they had something good until like they sold it for pennies on the dollar back to Haim Saban. And because the thing is that like you like when let's see, they did the second half of Wild Force, and that second half of Wild Force, you got the greatest episode ever forever read.
Yeah.
But like that was the team up episode, which like raised the bar for that entire series as far as team ups go, right? So you get Wild Force through Disney. You get let's see, was it Ninja Storm? Ninja Storm, which was amazing.
It's Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder,
SPD,
SPD Emergency,
Mystic Force,
banger,
and then it's like I
Operation
believe Overdrive, which also had a really good like a 2-part.
Ranger,
like
that was the Bokenger one, right?
Yeah. And then they did Jungle Fury. Jungle Fury.
Yep.
And then one of the greatest seasons of all time, which is RPM.
Yeah. A season that Disney like buried. And because like that show had a budget. And the thing is, when Disney was like, how much we spending on this per episode? Oh no. Y'all gotta cut this back. And at the same time, like they were like, well, we don't want to do this type of stuff anymore. We want to create original shows like Aaron Stone and things like that. We have our own action heroes. And I'm like, all that shit failed. All of it failed. And so like Power Rangers was just fine, but like it's just they didn't know what they had. They honestly just didn't know what they had. So yeah, man, like and honestly, Hasbro as a whole, if you look at Hasbro as a whole, ever since I think his name is Brian Goldner. He used to be the president of Hasbro. He passed away in 2022, unexpectedly. I don't know whether it was due to COVID or whatever. Mm-hmm. So what ends up happening is that there's a guy by the name of Chris Cox. That's his actual name, Cocks, Chris Cox. Chris Cox is the gentleman who runs Wizards of the Coast, okay, which is also owned by Hasbro. All right. So they're like, well, Chris, hey, it's your turn. You run the company. So now you got a dude that really doesn't know jack shit about toys, knows everything about, the card games and whatnot, but the toy stuff, not really his forte. And so now you have a situation where Hasbro just bought Power Rangers probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. Yeah. Before Chris Cox takes it over. Because Goldner was like, okay, Brian Goldner was like, okay, we're going to have an entertainment division. We bought E1 Entertainment. So we're going to have our own entertainment division. We're going to make our own movies. We'll team up with Paramount and Netflix. We've got it worked out. Brian Goldner dies. All the shit falls apart. Mm-hmm. But for Chris Cox, it's kind of like in a Zaslav type way. He's like, okay, well, this is a perfect way for me to do the whole maximize profits by laying off employees, satisfying shareholders, telling folks, well, the toys aren't really selling, because after 2021, things kind of went back to normal. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it went for everybody. You're not getting everybody was home. So guess what they did? They spent money, So you're not getting that back. You need a realistic goal for your business. But but a lot of the things that Chris Cox has done, he sold Shuttered he sold E1. E1 got sold to Lionsgate, I believe. So he got rid of that division, right? So then he's like, okay, we sold that. Oh yeah, you know what? We don't really want to do this Power Ranger shit. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to sell every single prop and every single costume. And not only sell every single prop and every single costume, but get far below the market value for all that stuff. That auction was all said and done was $3 million.
Yeah,
and
I'm like, nothing.
That's $30 million worth of memorabilia. Yeah. And I'm like, you only got 3? Carelessness. Now, other thing you got to think about too is, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to hog up all the conversation. I've been reading up on this.
Yeah.
Another thing you got to look at, you got to notice is that when Chris Cox took over, there started to become more of a thing where multiple companies are making toys based off of Hasbro licenses. I'm not just talking about the Hot Toys and the Sideshow stuff. I'm not talking about that. Made a deal with McFarlane Toys for the Page Punchers series with the miniature figure, with the 3-inch figures. They're doing a couple of G.I. Joes. Let's see here. Oh, here's a deal with Hasbro and Super 7. Hasbro and Super 7. Yeah. They'll make Transformers that don't transform. Oh, here's some G.I. Joe too. Yeah. Yep, G.I. Joe Ultimates. And then G.I. Joe reaction figures. And originally they were just 3 3/4 inch action figures that look like the animated series figures, but now they're doing the O-rings. Okay. They're doing the O-rings. So guess who doesn't have to do that anymore? Hasbro. They don't have to do that anymore. Okay. So like, and they continue to keep like letting other people make toys based off of their property. So now that's money they're not spending on making toys. Then you have the whole situation with the killing of Power Rangers, the end of the franchise. They said, the reason why we made these costumes for Cosmic Fury is because, like, we wanted to be able to make the toys, and this is the easiest way for us to make the toys. Never made any toys. They made one. They did a Zord and a Juki Morpher. That was it. And I'm like, no, this is the funeral. This is the end.
Yeah, it was a bullshit Morpher too. It was like one of those like mini bullshit ones. Ugh, I hate it when they do that.
It was bad. It was real bad. Yeah. But then also remember, they killed the Lightning Collection line, a line that, while it had its moments, a majority of teams never got completed. It had constant quality and production issues constantly, as opposed to G.I. Joe Classified, which has been absolutely incredible. And for Chris Cox, it's still not, he feels that G.I. Joe Classified still isn't making enough money. And I'm like, how much money do you need? See, that, which then leads to another thing about the pricing for these figures. Way too much. Anyway, but then the thing is that, like I said, they sold E1. And then because Transformers 1 and Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves is critically acclaimed, but they're not super financial blockbusters. In the end, when this is all said and done, Transformers 1 will probably just break even. And it's the same with Dungeons and Dragons, because like Dungeons and Dragons off $150 million budget grossed like 225.
It's like 3 something if you got counting global.
Oh, global. Yeah. Okay, so 3 something. So
that
like
movie was fun as hell.
Yeah, that movie didn't make no money. So let's be that movie. Transformers 1 might make more money because it's under $100 million and it sells, and it's still a theater. It's still making money. It just hit Paramount Plus, and they sell toys.
Right.
Like people actually don't care about Dungeons and Dragons action figures.
Right.
No. The goal of Dungeons and Dragons is to play the game, not play action figures of random characters you don't know.
Right.
Where Transformers is, I want to play with. I got another Optimus Prime to buy. I got another Megatron to buy.
Yeah.
There's another Bumblebee for the trillion time.
Right. Like the only Dungeons and Dragons figures anybody ever wanted were the animated series ones, and Hasbro made that extremely difficult to find those.
Yep.
Okay. And the only Dungeons and Dragons character outside the animated series that anybody wants is Warduke. That's it.
I don't know who that is.
Warduke is kind of like Warduke is to Dungeons and Dragons and geeks as to Frank Frazetta is to like barbarian type.
Okay.
Okay. Like it's just like I'll pull up a picture of Warduke and I'll send it to you later via in the chat. But but yeah, like they made it hard to find, because that's the whole other thing too. With the fall of Toys R Us, Hasbro then really struggled to distribute toys, or at the same time also create artificial scarcity with Hasbro Pulse. And then at the same time creating artificial scarcity because you can't find the stuff at the stores. But then they'll turn around and sell all this overstock to Ollie's bargain outlet. And they're selling it super duper cheap. They're not selling it to mom and pop toy stores super cheap, just Ollie's. And so like I'm like, yeah, you're not making money on any toys because you don't sell them. You don't sell them. You sold your TV and film group. And they've also announced that they're no longer going to co-produce any movies, and they're just going to let Sony and Lionsgate handle that.
I just saw that shit. Yeah.
Because they want to move into investing more into video games and other games. And I'm like, and they want to do start putting out 2 video games a year, starting by 2026 or something like that. And here's the thing.
That means they'll be rushed.
Yeah, they'll be rushed. And here's the thing right now in the Western world, video games are a hot fucking mess. Because we're dealing with the whole physical versus digital versus ownership. And also Xbox doesn't know what it wants to be right now. They just came out with these ads this is an Xbox and this is an Xbox and this is an Xbox. And I'm like, like, I don't know what y'all want to be. Like, and it's the same. And like with Sony, it's like
nobody's buying that console, so they gotta say like, hey, we're there where you're at versus like, please come buy our console that you're not going to buy because you're just going to buy a PlayStation and then you're going to sit there and have no games to play.
Right.
That's an entirely different conversation.
Yes, no, you're right. Is so they want to start making video games. They they gave Playmates the rights to make Power Rangers toys, and Playmates is going to make Power Rangers toys, I guess, starting in 2025. But once again,
there's no show to support that.
You know what they're going to make? You know what
they're going to make MMPR.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for the 10th time.
Yeah, man.
I mean, everybody likes Tommy, but I don't know if people like Tommy that much.
Yeah.
We get to a point where like that joint is 30 years old.
Yeah, man.
Kids don't know nothing about Tommy.
Yeah. Like
they just don't.
The kids know more about Power Rangers from the last 10 years than they do from the last 30.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, the diehard fans that have been here between 20 and 30 years, oh yeah, they know the character Tommy Oliver. They know.
But there's not enough of us to like sustain an entire business.
Right.
Tell those companies that as many times I see they come out with another version of the Green Ranger with the dragon armor.
I mean, Draken was cool as shit, but like, there's not enough of us to make that to support an entire fucking toy line. You know?
I'm anti-Draken. Shawn, no.
Same.
I'm like, y'all doing this, and I'm over here watching Tokuger or something, or like the shows today, or
God, Tokuger was so good.
Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger. Koss versus Robbins Ranger?
Yo, I started watching that about a month ago. That's really good.
It's Lupin the Third with Cop Power Rangers. Joyce Fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they do it with shitty budgets, and it's a half-hour toy commercial, and it's been going for decades. Like Super Sentai is not slowing down.
Yeah. Power Rangers wasn't slowing down when Haim Saban was running these. That's just crazy.
Right.
Yeah. Why would you give that? I guess he got tired of it. But
I don't. He tried to make more money and like influence the Democratic Party. But I'm over to the point where I want to know if he's going to be like, heck, last time he sold Power Rangers to Disney for an insane amount of money.
Well, not only Power Rangers, he sold the entire Fox Kids block.
Yeah, he sold it. Yeah, he sold it. Right. He made a gang of money. Then he came back and bought it literally back for pennies on the dollar, put out essentially a Transformers Generation 2 style version of MMPR for like a year and a half, while he was able to get the team up to say, yo, go make Shinkenger exactly the same, but with diverse leads. Make the same story, every episode the same, and then Power Rangers was back. You know how many kids I saw dressed as freaking Power Rangers Samurai, Super Samurai those 2 years it was out?
Yo, that was wild. Like they were out there. They were out there.
Then Megaforce came out, and they had the giant Red Ranger from Megaforce. Then they screwed up Super Megaforce. But then they came out with the Dino Charge.
Yeah.
That joint hit.
Yep.
Super Dino Charge hit.
Yep.
Then they did the Ninja Steel. Hidden. Again.
Yeah.
He could probably come back in, give Hasbro like $5 million, which is chump change to him. That's one political dinner. That's one Democratic dinner for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And get Power Rangers back, take a couple years off. Next minute, you know, he would Bandai be like, yeah, just make shrink down versions of freaking the Space Rangers with the stars and the wolf guy. Like, just because you know how he does. He's like, Bandai, just make the toys. Just give us the cheaper version of what you already do. And Bandai is like, okay, this is real simple. We just make them.
Hell, they could just sell these fucking Sofubis here, and they'd like for $5, I would get a shit ton of these for my dog. I would get them for myself. Like, come on.
The thing is the Bandai thing, and I'm glad you brought that up, Julian, because I think Brian Goldner, the former president, the deceased president of Hasbro, wanted to legitimately do something with Power Rangers. And the thing is that there was this window where when they bought Power Rangers, Saban had already worked out that deal with Nickelodeon. even though it wasn't the greatest deal, because even Nickelodeon acted like they didn't want to air the stuff. But like it didn't matter where they put it. People, like the kids, watched it.
Mhm.
But the thing is that like it was technically like still Saban's Power Rangers for like, for a few series, and like the actual true Hasbro standalone series was Dino Fury Cosmic Fury, and which has its, anyway. But like and that's no offense to the actors, it's just it is what it is. But like the thing is that like I think Brian Goldner really wanted to do something with Power Rangers and was going to, and Chris Cox comes in and is like, I don't want to do this at all, and also by doing this, I will continue to also disable Bandai, because like here's the thing, Power Rangers were always a top 10 toy seller all through the original Saban era, the Disney era, and then when Saban got it back, the toys always sold. They were always top 10, top 20. $200 million, anywhere between like 120 to $200 million in profit every single year. Okay, so like it's easy. Like it's absolutely easy, even in a world where television is changing, streaming has changed so many things. It's still easy money. I know we don't have Toys R Us anymore, but we still got online shopping, and we still got
Target's there,
Walmart.
Yeah,
they still had those stores, and that was the thing that killed me. You could tell the original president had a plan, because he's like, all right, we're going to take the toy license from Bandai, because he had faith in what they could do. Because I'm telling you, if the Dungeons and Dragons guy didn't take over, I can see how you merge or you do collaborations with your own brands.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that there is no Autobot Megazord.
Yep.
With Power Rangers crossover with Transformers.
Fuck me. That would be amazing.
And Decepticons.
Hell yeah.
And whatever set of bad guys you want to use.
Yeah. Fucking Joes get their own suits. Come on.
Oh yeah, you do G.I. Joe and Cobra again with Power Rangers. Oh, you can bring Mask back that way.
Fucking Mask is basically Kamen Rider.
As a collaboration, you can do a lot of things, and I have a feeling that the original guy had those plans.
Yeah,
I just don't understand the new guy. I don't understand the guy who comes over from gaming, because tabletop gaming, even though it's having this amazing explosion within pop culture, like it's still the nerdiest thing you can do.
It's very niche. Like
it's very niche.
Like regular people, like, yo, I'm not getting a 10-year-old. Like not every 10-year-old gonna want to be like, oh, I gotta make a person and roll some dice.
No,
yo, Power Ranger got a colorful outfit. He kicks things and the joints explode.
Yes. It's a half-hour commercial for toys, and like if you have that direct thing into Netflix, kids are watching hella Netflix. Like Hazel finds random shit. Yeah, it's like you have a captive audience there, a built-in audience. They want to see stuff. You have people punching things, giant robots. People love giant robots. People love people in suits punching shit. Like the Marvel system, like the Marvel movies. Everybody loves the Marvel movies. Well, these are just smaller Marvel movies, and you can buy the toys. It's a built-in. It sells itself.
Yeah, but this is what happens when you let the board game guy take over, because all he wants to do is just license out everything. That's it. Like they had a licensing deal for the Monopoly Go, I guess, mobile game, and like that brought in
everything in that. Yeah, it got everything in that.
Yeah, like that brought in $105 million in revenue, and like
holy shit.
And like Baldur's Gate 3 garnered in $90 million in revenue in its first 6 months. But the thing is that like Cox has already made Hasbro invest $1 billion in developing video games. Whoa. And he said that like he's earmarked anywhere between 100 and 150 million a year for future projects, including a new science fiction adventure game, Exodus, which is headed by veterans from BioWare. And but like the thing is, video games are not a sure bet either. The winds could always change. So like, so that's why
this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So like the fact is we're about to get this Power Rangers Rita's Rewind game, and we're gonna see how well that does.
Yeah,
because it's the same company who made the Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, which people love. But then they also got this PC beat 'em up for G.I. Joe, which is weird to me because it's only on PC, so it's only on Steam, and I'm like, I bet you the bulk of your audience who wants a G.I. Joe game has a Switch.
Yeah.
And it should be on Switch.
Yes.
But it's like, if you want to get into games, like I know you got lucky that one company made the third Baldur's Gate. They had a long history. It's amazing. Everybody, well, can we curse on this?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. We have everybody. We have all the gaming people dick riding Baldur's Gate last year. I have no caring about playing an 80-hour Dungeons and Dragons game where you can fuck some of your teammates, and your shapeshifter or whatever turns into a fucking platypus bear, and you can fuck them.
I do want to see Big Fat Dragon though. The Fat Dragon was the best part.
It sounds cool, but there's a Twitch stream for that. You know what I'm saying? I can watch somebody play that and do that and move it on.
Yeah.
But the fact that you don't want to diversify, like, even if you want to go into gaming, and probably the worst time to try to go into gaming, as Shawn said, and you're destroying your base. And even if you look at Hasbro being a toy company, and their only real pillars now is because they have the Star Wars license, and they have the Marvel license, and they put everything on Hasbro Pulse every single day, because the way they blow up my email, my notifications is annoying. And it's like, I like the product, but I don't need that many notifications, and I don't need that many emails.
Yeah.
I know I bought the expensive figures. I know I bought Galactus. I know I bought Giant Man. They're like, he a big spender. Let's pump him with the notifications.
He's a whale. We got him.
I don't want the Ghostbusters Ecto one.
See, I want
That's
that.
That's so niche.
Like,
I want it too. It's so niche.
I want it, but here's my problem, dog. Like, you can't give me an Ecto 1, even with the additional Ghostbusters 2, like, topper for the Ecto 1, and all 4 Ghostbusters, and the little Louis Tully Ghostbuster, and Slimer, and the Library Ghost, and a bunch of traps and effects and proton packs for $400, man.
How? And my bad, Shawn.
No.
Now I'm having an idea. If you want to hit people, if you want to hit old people up for money, which is what they're doing,
yes,
they're going for nostalgia bait.
Yeah,
and you want to go into artificial scarcity drops. You everybody caught on to the shoe game, the hype beast game.
Yep.
Why is it not just a $400 Power Rangers Zeo set where you got figures that go into a die-cast metal,
man? Oh my god,
that comes apart.
Yeah,
and you don't have to make that many, and you sell them out. Why are you letting 3-0 do this?
Yeah.
When you could do this,
or a 1-to-1 size dark blade. Like if you're
gonna some weapons, they made some weapons, and I know people like them, but what really gets me? And you give me a giant freaking figure. And if it's a robot, and you can take it apart, and you got the cool diorama, and you got the stretch goals, like, oh, you get Tor or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pick a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you get Lightspeed Rescue. You keep on pumping on. You get this guy. You get the Titanium Ranger with the broken mask. But
yes.
We don't want you to get that unless you get to the 4 stretch goal, the broken man. You might get the half butt naked vampire chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, because just like we're in a time where the superheroes completely taking over and become mainstream. Mm-hmm. Everybody understands it to a point where it dominates everything else. And you, a toy company, can't figure this out, but everybody else is figuring it.
It's like money on the table. This just
at this point, just put the for sale sign up.
Yeah.
Let Disney buy it back. Let Saban buy it back. Let Mattel do it. Let somebody do it.
I'm honestly surprised Mattel, who was now leaped over Hasbro in sales, mind you. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't step in and be like, how much y'all want for that? dead serious, man. Like, because also here's the other thing too. If I'm Lucasfilm and I know when that contract lapses with Hasbro, okay? Because also remember, Hasbro used to do Microfleet, and because they also bought the company that had Micro Machines, Galoob. So they used to do like the Microfleet and stuff like that. Well, now Jazzwares does, because once again, we can just license this out. So now we don't have to make toys and we just get money. And so if I'm Lucasfilm and I'm looking at Hasbro and I'm like, y'all really keep licensing out all this stuff that y'all used to just make.
Why don't we just go to them? Like, why don't we just go to them directly now? Why
exactly.
Why do we need you?
Why do we need you? Why do we need
you?
Why do we need Hasbro?
And
you don't make this shit no more.
Right. If I'm Disney as a whole, I'm like, yeah, like some of our other toys aren't made through Hasbro anyway. We can just go over to Spin Master and do it there. And that's another company that's actually on the up and up. Like they do 3 levels of toys. Spin Master will do low end for people that ain't got a lot of money. They'll do mid range, and then they'll do like their high end. And their high end isn't very expensive, but like their scopes have gotten better like over like the last like 5 years. They just came out with those like special edition like Batman movie Batman figures, so like one for Batman Returns, and stuff like that, like a couple other figures, and and even Jax, a company that like really went through highs and lows. Now they're doing Simpsons figures, and those look great.
And they got Sonic figures too.
Yeah, which stay beasting and making money, you know. And so Julian, I wouldn't be surprised if this Reader's Rewind blows up, and I think this is what Playmates is waiting on. If that blows up, I have a feeling that's the kind of toys that Playmates will make.
Yeah,
you know, and they'll loop it to that, you know, like it just. But I don't expect to see like any new Power Ranger show ever again until somebody
else has to buy it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because here's the thing: once you sell every single prop, once you sell like literally every single prop from that show, once you sell over 30 plus years of history, you're telling me you want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And now whoever buys it after that is going to have to go to these people to like look at these things, because some of the costumes that got remade, Toei don't have no more.
Right.
Because them joints is 30, 35 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
But they made new ones for Power Rangers so they could do their little legacy joints. So I also think in the end, if somebody else buys it, they're going to have to end up going back, making a deal with Toei, and going and making Power Rangers the way it was made, which is editing footage in between domestically shot human scenes.
Yeah.
And working directly with Toei. If at this point, because now Toei's free.
Yeah.
Because Jamie, you know, you watch current Ranger stuff. Now we got to the point where they know since it's not going to be Power Rangers,
they don't give a shit anymore.
They be making the most out like Bond Brothers is literally unadaptable. as a children's show.
Yeah.
You can only adapt that as like a freeform level.
Yeah.
Like tween teenage show.
I need that shit as a box set one day.
Boom Boonger. They have tires on their faces. Like they literally.
That's made for us. That is made for us. And we're never gonna get it. We're never gonna get it.
They got a purple and gold Power Ranger. I call him the Kobe Bryant Ranger because he got the Laker fellas.
He's the special joint. He got the ill robot friend too.
Oh my god, it's so good.
And they got the new jackets now.
They got the jackets with a power up, so they got to look. So I'm like, we got these things that I actually think would be. Actually, I think Boom Boonger would work because you just basically make Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Fucking Power Rangers. But it's like some of this stuff that when the president died, because I can see it, he was like, we don't need the designs. We make Transformers. We could design our own robot molds. We could probably make them cooler because that means we could make them like we make Transformers. And you sitting here just like you leaving so much money on the table. Because again, let's take Mattel, right? I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with everybody. He-Man was never a good show.
Nope.
He-Man was a terrible cartoon.
But it was a half-hour toy commercial every fucking week.
People loved those toys so much.
Yeah.
They made newer He-Mans. And now look at He-Man. How many collaborations? I know Shawn C. How many collaborations we see with He-Man each year? How many times have we got WWE Masters of the Universe?
Yo, I got some of them WWE Masters of the Universe joints.
You see the Ninja Turtle ones they just come out with?
Listen, let me tell you something. I finally got one of those Ninja Turtles with Gray Skull. I finally got one of the figures. They're about to start like wave 4 or 5. I just got one from wave 1. I got the Michelangelo.
Oh my God.
Those figures are so nice. That could possibly be the best thing Mattel has ever made. Ever. And I'm mad.
Super Shredder? King Super Shredder?
Yeah.
Shit was fire. Shit looks fire.
Yeah.
I see the little ad. They climbing up the mountain.
Yeah. And not only
they
that,
gotta get the joint. And they dress as He-Man characters. It has a stop motion commercial. Jamie has a stop motion commercial.
And they got a comic book. They got a comic book now too. So
I'm sitting here looking. It's like, all right, if you want to do this, you could have did it.
You could have, yeah.
Why do we not have Power Rangers Turbo cross the Protector bots?
Yeah,
come on,
Zord.
Yeah,
with little Power Rangers come with them and be like, you know, each Autobot with the corresponding Ranger, they're best buddies, they're a team.
Yeah.
Blah blah doesn't really like you. TJ and whatchamacallit get along like best friends. All we do it.
Yeah,
but you know, like you can write the little cards. You can write the cards. And guess what they're not doing? They're not doing it. They don't want no money.
No, but what Hasbro will do is they'll do a quote unquote reissue of GoBots. Because you know, but here's what's funny. They only did 1 pack. It's a 3-pack, right? And it's actual GoBot characters. But what they did is they were like, well, which Transformers do we have that look kind of similar to these like 3 GoBot characters? And it's literally 3 Transformer Generation 1 repaints.
But they're not GoBots.
They're not GoBots then. But the box says GoBots on it, dog.
That is so dirty. They really don't want to do toys no more.
So if you want Leader 1, you ain't gonna get Leader 1.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
You seen that bullshit ass Godzilla Grimlock they putting out?
No.
Yeah, I saw.
That makes me mad.
So it's like a Godzilla like a tie-in, but it's just a Grimlock. It's a Grimlock toy.
With the repaint?
And the head isn't even Grimlock. It's a Megatron or some shit.
Oh man, come on.
So yeah, because
you're that lazy right now. I feel sorry
for
people who work there because you know there's designers there would love to actually make some toys.
Hell yes. That's why they
repainting shit.
Yeah, that's why they work there because they grew up all this shit and they're like, I bet I could design some cool ass toys for Hasbro. And
yeah. So
now.
And what Hasbro did for like this GoBots Legacy pack, it was 3 GoBots. It was Smallfoot, Treads, and what was the other one? It was Pathfinder. Okay, it was supposed to be those 3, and they literally used Cosmos, a Legacy Cosmos, a repaint Legacy Cosmos, a repainted Gears, and a repaint Warpath for Treads.
Jesus. Fucking hell. It's Psykill, it's Leader 1. Those are the 2 everyone remembers.
And I'm honestly,
and the black car that looked like that was some type of, I always thought, even as a kid, I didn't know the words for it.
Yeah.
Some type of trans character.
Yeah.
Because it was like a female but a male too.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand like Psykill's number 2. It was like, it's like Starscream, but it was non-binary.
Right.
It was like a non-binary robot. And I was like,
yeah,
I don't know what's going on here, but they're superior to Psykill.
Yeah.
But it's like it's like getting back on topic though, like them taking Ryu Soldier and making the Dino Fury started off good.
Yeah.
Started off well intentioned.
Yeah.
because then they started tying in like the history. They brought Zed back.
That was a cool season.
The action choreography was nice. It was shot a little bit better.
They had Koichi Sakamoto come in.
Yeah, they actually tried, and then you get to Cosmic Fury, and it's like, oh, y'all just gonna butcher Kyoger, into whatever this is, and the suits look lazy. I never saw a toy. I never saw a toy.
Not one figure. And not one figure. And like Cox didn't want to make toys. He didn't want to spend money. Here's the thing. That whole thing with Netflix went to Hasbro and said, "Oh, y'all gonna bring Cosmic Fury here, Power Rangers here? Man, we'll do 20 episodes. We'll do 20.
Yeah,
we'll do 20." And Chris Cox is like, "No, we don't really want to do that many." And Netflix is like, we'll pony up for it. We
want 20. We want people to be stuck on the screen.
Hell yeah,
right. And then Chris Cox was like, no, because he didn't like it. And he wanted to pitch like a completely different Power Rangers after Cosmic Fury. And basically the relationship was just like, this relationship is over. That's why
you don't play with Netflix. It's like, we want this. So you give them what they want.
Yeah.
Or they cut you off.
And you're there forever. Well, until they start cutting them. But you're there for a long time. So you get that long soak. Kids have nothing to do on holidays but sit and watch Power Rangers.
Yeah.
It's a commercial to make money. Like, what the fuck?
Like, literally starting, I believe, next month, like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, and Turbo are going to be available on Tubi. Like, those two movies, normally, with the exception maybe when they had their relationship with Paramount, probably on Paramount Plus. But besides that, you hardly saw those movies streaming anywhere. Like, I got physical copies. I just don't trust streamers. But they're going to be available, and kids will find it. Like, because with Tubi, you just find stuff. Mm-hmm. You find shit. Mm-hmm. Because that's how I started watching Kamen Rider was on Tubi. Exactly.
Oh, it is on Tubi, isn't it? Because I've been watching on Shout. Factor.
Yeah, see, and
Tokusatsu.
Yes.
They get the licenses first.
Yes.
But man, there's so many things that they could have done. And my whole thing is I'm the type of as far as strategies go, it's okay, we can serve the older audience pipeline and we can also serve the children's pipeline too. You can serve both pipelines, and there are different ways to get kids hooked on it, and there's different ways to continue to get your adult fans to either contribute towards it. And I'm not saying that everything had to be about Tommy Oliver, but the biggest problem that Jason David Frank had was that he was supposedly always promised something. Mm-hmm. And Haim was like, "Oh yeah, we'll do that. Don't worry, it's coming." Never happened. And then with Disney, because he had stepped away from that stuff, and he comes back, and but he had a good relationship. It was a good relationship. When he was done. So then the whole Nickelodeon thing comes, and then this is also during the period of time where Power Rangers, Nickelodeon, and the boom of comic conventions all hit at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, and that's where the Power Rangers resurgence really starts to happen, is at comic conventions, because you start getting former Power Rangers actors everywhere. And then when Jason David Frank shows up, it becomes this big, big to do. Right. And so
they got Kimberly back outside, which was crazy.
Yeah. Amy Jo Johnson don't like being outside.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it. Years ago, 10, 15 years ago, I didn't understand. But I get it. Some people got anxieties. I get it. Yeah. I'm no, I got you. Sometimes I don't want to be around people either. So, but they could have done a show literally called Power Rangers Legacy. And it just could have been a standard, hey man, let's make it like Mask. Every episode of Mask was hey, who we getting for this mission? And boom, boom, boom. Here's your message you're getting.
Yeah.
Go. Okay.
Oh, I like that idea. Rotating cast. So
rotating cast. Yes, rotating cast. And they can also, if they wanted to, use that old Power Rangers Hexagon plot, because originally Power Rangers Ninja Storm was supposed to be Power Rangers Hexagon, and was supposed to be a thing of that series was supposed to close out the Zordon era, because They were going to bring back Jason David Frank, and he was going to be the leader of Hexagon. And they were going to bring back Austin St. John, and Austin St. John would have had the two, the Lightning and Thunder Rangers with him, and they would have been a rogue Ranger group. But it would have the purpose of the series was it was going to tie up all the loose ends between the entire Power Rangers history, and then boom. Then Disney was like, we start fresh. But then they looked at the budget and was like, no, we're not going to do that. And it would have been a massive success in my personal opinion. But the thing is,
that would have been fantastic.
You could do that for the adults. But then for the kids, like I said, like Julian said, Samurai was a 1-to-1 conversion. Okay. Like Dino Charge did great for them.
It was almost, I would say this, Megaforce was what's the title of the show before Gokaiger? Goseiger?
Goseiger, yeah.
Yeah, it's Goseiger cropped down to 12 episodes.
Yeah.
They were able to crop down that entire plot into 12 episodes.
That's like 50 episodes.
Yeah, and they messed up Gokaiger because you actually really can't do Gokaiger in the States because there's not 50 years worth of it's not the same thing. Yeah, when you get to Dino Thunder, it's basically
you mean Dino Charge?
Dino Charge is basically Kuger without the dancing.
But the dancing is so good.
It's so important to it, but they just like they were basically like, we got another South Asian Red Ranger. We got a South Asian Red Ranger and a Black Pink. We going ham, and we gonna make the Pink Ranger the actual smartest Ranger. And they folded everything from that story. The second Saban era was like, all right, the Super Sentai, we just gonna do that story. We're gonna make some changes for localization.
Yeah,
but we about to use the exact same plot and the exact same number of episodes. Because even the Ninja Steel and the Ninja is almost the same plot till you get to the end. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then you get to Hasbro taking over, and it's like, y'all ain't watch Real Soldier because this ain't the same plot.
Yeah.
And why didn't you make the Space Guys? It was 9 Rangers. That's more toys you could sell.
Right. Yeah.
Like they had a wolf guy. They have a robot ranger. They had a dragon ranger with a pimp cane. Mm-hmm. Just do what Disney did. They saw a dog man as the head cop. They was like, we gonna make the dog man with the Jim Henson head.
Yes.
Yes.
We gonna put more money into the head.
Doggy Kruger. The Doggy Kruger animatronics were high level.
You can tell because that show was so impressive that they just showed that show again in Japan and got the actual Ranger.
Yeah.
They cast the dub over it. It's the same show. They was like, nah, Disney put their foot in this. Show that shit again. That's respect because they don't do that.
Yeah.
They was like, look at Doggy Kruger, like, yo, we competing with Disney now. They pulled out the Muppet technology on us.
Yeah, man.
That's what kills me. Is like the budgets in Japan aren't that much more than they are over here, and they do so much with it.
I think they got less money. It's really Scotch tape.
Yeah, and they do so much more with it. They've sustained multiple businesses selling the toys. There are multiple figures. Like you've got the cheap Sofubi bullshits like this, but then you have the SH Figure Arts with the joints and stuff. And then you have the SIC stuff with like the horror sculpts with all the like the weird fucking shit. I like just steal that business model.
Yeah. Because we can do it different because over there, this show is actually made for like 3 to 5 year olds.
Yeah.
And that show, when I'm reading the press, Super Sentai be always on the cut block like, we might have to put this on break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Kamen Rider still killing. They just like, nah, Kamen Rider eating.
Yeah.
But this Super Sentai hit like it used to hit.
Yeah, man.
What type of random gimmick we gonna do this time?
Because people forget. Kamen Rider took a break.
Kamen Rider took a long break.
Break. Took 10 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's eating.
Well, the other thing is like Ultraman is thriving now. Like,
which is wild.
And that's like kiddiest of the kiddie shows. But Ultraman is getting so much love. Bandai's importing the toys here. Like we have our own original Ultraman with Rising. Like there's the card game that's coming out. Whatever they're doing.
They want to make an actual live action Ultraman. So
yeah,
we're a few years out from having like 2 American only Ultraman and popular. And they let Marvel make comic books.
Yes.
So you sue Barbie on it, I ain't gonna lie. But clearly they see
the vision. They see
like it can work.
Well, we get the money domestically, we get the US money. Like
the thing is, in the internet and has been like the biggest. I think the internet has been the biggest boost for that Ultraman could have ever received. Because the thing is that in the 80s and the 90s, like whoever owned, because like I know like the whole Super Riot thing went through this weird ownership after Super
the Chayo
stuff. But the thing is that like there are so many times they tried to make Ultraman relevant in the United States and it never worked. Because there was one like Australian production that like
I saw that to the future. To the future. Yeah.
Aired on Fox Kids, but then there was another like there's Japanese American co-production of Ultraman that never aired in the United States because they couldn't find a distributor.
Yeah.
Like you can find those episodes on YouTube. Like the black dude from that comedy cop TV show Sledgehammer, the black dude was like the leader, basically telling everybody. It was like basically
Show
like
enough.
Not Shown Enough. No, not Shown Enough. That's a different dude. But like if you remember the cop show Sledgehammer, the police chief, the black dude, he was kind of the chief for like their space defense force.
I was thinking Briscoe County for some reason.
Oh yeah, no, it's all right. You're thinking about Julius Carey, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. No, this is different, brother. But like, but the internet was a big help, and I think also when everything cleared up, Super Riot Productions was like, well, we starting to see it like, Toei has been like really weird with the United States as far as like access to shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they're like, and they also Toei, it's kind of difficult to like get stuff in physical media. And like Super Riot Productions, then they flipped that switch and they was like, by hook or crook, you gonna get this Ultraman. By hook or crook, and you can get it all now.
Yeah.
That deal they did with Mill Creek, fucking great.
When they started broadcasting weekly shows on their YouTube channel, subtitled.
Yes.
Subtitled.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because like, wow, they really want this to be a global brand for real.
Me and Hazel watched all of Ultraman Z. Every time it came out on Sunday, we were sitting watching on YouTube, and she was like, yes, this is awesome. Let's get the toys.
Oh, yeah. And there's so much. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. It's like people just really don't understand how important that is. But who knows? Because if with Hasbro basically publicly said we don't care about Power Rangers, we don't really care about this thing we bought, it could lead to Toei and Bandai, because we can't leave Bandai out, because in a lot of ways these live action Toei franchises is, even though they don't say it, half Bandai's anyway, because they make all the toys and they design the outfits and they do the whole thing designed through them first, and then Toei comes together with everything else.
Yeah.
It can always be something that's like, you know what, man, we can just make money without them. We could just start putting out, because we're into what, generation 3.5 of people watching Japanese content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We got kids. We've gone to the point where you got the dumb guy saying nobody likes me because girls don't watch anime too. Yo, every girl watches anime, bro.
Yep.
Like you guys are partnered and have family lives. But the date apps, if the woman is like 35 and under, they all watch anime, bro.
Oh hell yeah!
So the whole watching TV shows with Japanese and subtitles ain't even a thing no more.
Nope.
So they could pull a Suwabar Productions and be like, yeah, we're gonna put Boom Boomger on the YouTube.
Yeah, that's the danger here, because if Power Rangers is stagnant too much, and Bandai gets a whiff of that Tsuburaya success overseas, they will cut out the middleman. They'd be like, fuck it, Toei, put that shit up. And they did for a while. They had Kamen Rider and Super Sentai on their YouTube channel unregion locked. So like we could watch like the first 2 episodes of everything.
Yeah, when they were celebrating the 50th anniversary of Kamen Rider, they put like the first 2 episodes of every show. Yeah. And I think I don't know why they're so hesitant with Kamen Rider. I think it's because
it's the Masked Rider show, like that first Masked Rider thing.
Yeah, I think it's the first Masked Rider, but I also think sometimes it's a kid show in Japan, but over here it would clearly be a teenager show because the heroes be going through it and they gotta sometimes kill people or something.
Yeah.
And they gotta deal with it. And I think they worried out, but Super Sentai is always a show for little kids. It don't matter what. Yeah. Maybe over here they need to be 7 to 8 year olds versus 3 to 5 year olds. But
that's still the money shot. Kids. That's the money age. That's when the parents are buying their kids the toys to get them out of their hair and stuff.
And if they can get it on there, like y'all ain't doing this, y'all kind of we don't actually have to honor the contract no more.
Yeah.
And they just put it out and they just start putting out toys with the original branding on it.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like if these were the Ranger keys that we got in the States.
The big keys.
Yeah.
Big keys with the spring loaded fucking thing. Done. Target has all of my money. Like I'm buying every version of these stupid fucking things.
Yeah. Like I still have my MOBA rates. You know, like I found that at actually a convention, one of the Lexington, my local convention. I was tabling at that convention. I was walking around, and there was a booth that had just nothing but Tokusatsu and Metal Heroes toys and Kamen Rider toys, and and so they had the MOBA rates, and they had a box of keys. It wasn't all the keys, but there was a lot of keys.
Oh yeah.
And like I got a heck of a deal on it, and like like once or twice a year, I'll just pull it out, play with the. Oh, it's great. It's absolutely great. Yeah, like I am salty that they really messed up Gokaiger in the States. That could have been something major.
Pirates, bro. Fucking pirates.
Right.
We love pirates.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Remember, look at how long it took for One Piece to become a success in America.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
The most popular thing globally.
Yeah.
It didn't get popular in the States until like the last 5 years. Everybody was like, Luffy. So I get it. Like I also get it when you look at when the show comes out, right? And they're designing the 45th anniversary Super Sentai show. There's like, 35th Super Sentai show. And they're like, we should just make Power Rangers One Piece. And they're like, yes, we just make Super Sentai One Piece. So and guess what? It was a hit.
Yes. It's so good. It's so good.
And that team up movie with Space Sheriff Gavin.
Yeah, all the team up movies was good.
Yeah.
Again, going back to the Power Rangers for like 2 different audiences, what they could have done is just basically take all the 10-year later movies they've been doing and just convert them into Power Rangers. Yeah. Oh, you see, every time you see it, so it's like, look at the mom Power Rangers in Japan. Still like, yeah, they could have just done that with like the older actors here.
Yeah.
It's just the same plot for the 10-year later movies and incorporate them into little episodes, 2-parters, the little team up movies. When the old Rangers come back and the Space Sheriff Gavin, they could have just adapted all that to episodes as nostalgia. It's just nostalgia shows.
Like I always thought it was money left on the table. It's like basically after like a decade of Power Rangers, it'd be the first decade. I thought it was money left on the table after every time after that. When especially during an era when like direct to video was still a big deal, and like you had like a bunch of direct to DVD movies that sold very well. Like I never understood, and I know why, because it's a whole thing of Saban didn't like spending money, and like like with Disney didn't know what they had at the time, but like they could have done like 72-minute, 84-minute movies.
Oh yeah,
and to do those reunions, and also use those as maybe launch pads for, here's the new Power Rangers series coming out and blah blah blah. They could have done that. because I just thought that was just wasting money on the table. Money just left on the table, and they never did that. Which is honestly surprising. Yeah, we had that Netflix, that Netflix reunion.
Oh, right.
And Power Rangers Once and Forever or something like that. But like even that, it's weird because it's not a full length. It's not a full length movie, and like for me,
It's like an
full
hour.
length. It's barely an hour. And I'm like, I thought this would at least be like anywhere between 72 to 84 minutes, and it wasn't even close to that. And so like I said, by the time we got it, it felt it was too late for me.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get like now, and you have, I think, Forever and Always or something like that. Yeah, Power Rangers Forever and Always. Once you get that, when they started production, like the gentleman David Yost had to like fight for them to get their proper wages because they weren't going to do like the Saban pay, Saban style pay. No, you're going to give us proper money for what we're doing. Yeah. They extended the shoot because they wanted to do it on the quick. But at the same time, they couldn't get Austin St. John because Austin St. John was in some PPD loan trouble. Okay. at the time. Okay. And by the time they decided to do Forever and Always, Jason David Frank was like, I want nothing to do with Power Rangers anymore. I'm out.
Yeah.
And so
they took too long.
Yeah, they took way too long. They took way too long. And like the story is interesting. But once again, it's like we could have had this 20 years ago.
20 years ago, it would have been hot, man.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Like Power Rangers in America, as successful as it's been, there was so much wasted potential. And the fact that like Hasbro has decided to like basically sell it all, like basically like I said, just have nothing to do with it. And it's still continuing in this Power Rangers Prime comic, which has also brought back VR Troopers, which is also weird because they had to redesign like all 3 VR Troopers because like you can't use the Spielbahn outfit. You can't use Metalder. You can't use that stuff. So like they have to, adjust it and change it a bit. It's just weird because like VR Troopers has been dormant for almost 30 years, But now, like for Free Comic Book Day, there's going to be a Power Rangers VR Troopers comic. And it's like, yo, I love VR Troopers. Back then, like watching it now, I see all the problems because it's like, man, y'all really tried to take every single Space Sheriff or Metal Hero and like Frankenstein the living shit out of this series. Like that is a Frankenstein job of Frankenstein jobs. And then also at the same time, they didn't know how to build the suits. So like anytime you saw like the American suits, they looked horrible.
Yeah.
When they ran out of Metalder footage and Ryan Steele basically got the Space Sheriff Scheider outfit, the American version of that outfit looks terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's weird. It's just weird. And I've just like I said, there's so much money that just got left on the table. For dang near 40 years, money just left on the table.
Yeah, I don't get it because like shows like the fucking Arrowverse.
Hey,
well, it proves that people want to see people in suits punching shit.
Yes, they've known this. You know what I'm saying? They've all like people. I think it was set that off is because Smallville. People forget how important Smallville is. When people that's a different conversation about what Superman is and how in the shift from the 80s to the 90s and when Batman became the main hero of DC Comics.
Right.
Batman became a cinema character while Superman has always been sans the Christopher Reeve movies better on television. So Smallville brought it back that Superman is good on TV.
Right.
And then when it finally ends, literally Arrow starts like 6 months later.
Yeah.
And then from that, it was like, yo, we could do this on the CW. It's soap opera.
Yeah,
because that's the thing where
it's basically tokusatsu though. Like,
because it's superhero shit, and that's the problem with people. I think if they wanted to age up Power Rangers, that's the model, because it's superhero things where it doesn't have to be super dark, because even though Arrow gets dark, the Flash and Legends, especially Legends
was hysterical. Oh my god!
And they had the outfits, and they had a budget. I'm like, y'all know, if y'all wanted to really reboot Power Rangers, you don't make that 2017 movie.
It's got to be like the Legends. It's got to be like
you make a CW show, and you bleed up to like the Megazord only comes out 2 times a season.
Yeah,
the winter finale, season finale.
Yeah,
they destroying monsters every other week, but Rita A always kept making them big. Now they messing up malls and everything else. Putties is happening. Maybe people are like, putties are human. And
you get into the drama.
They do the body snapshot, and they turn into the putty. It's blue explode, the Zordon, and Alpha 5. Like, you gotta keep the eye. And you know what I'm saying? You do what you always do what I want to do. You merge that joint straight into Zeo with the Machine Empire, the most deadliest empire of all original Power Rangers.
Yeah, the Machine Empire was amazing.
That was a model. If you really put some money into it, you could have got that 12 to 35 audience, because that is the peak CW audience. That's a whole nother episode. Me and Shawn might talk about the destruction of my beloved CW.
But I feel like, whoa, Jesus Christ, my camera.
You about to say something serious. That's what I thought.
Zoom out, camera, you son of a bitch. This fucking thing. But like, I feel like if they wanted to reboot the Rangers and they didn't want to do toys, a CW like show, it slots in there, and you could do Mighty Morphin and bring it up, or you could like pick and choose from all the other seasons. But like, make your own versions of the suits. There are so many cosplayers out there that can teach you how to make the helmets. Like, bring it, age it up a little bit, because you're already marketing it towards us anyway. And like a CW style Ranger show, I feel like they might as well try it, because they're not doing anything with it now. So.
Like I said, I don't think you're going to see any live action Power Rangers until somebody buys it, until somebody else buys it. And, and the thing is that, like I said, and Hasbro doesn't like so this whole shifting into like video games and, and pushing, the cards, like, the physical card games and stuff like that. I'm like, that's Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast isn't Hasbro. Hasbro is Hasbro. Yes, back in the 90s, there was Hasbro Interactive Gaming. I get it. Don't get me wrong. If you want to make games, that's fine, but there has to be a balance here. It's like, it feels like Hasbro is just basically going to literally become Wizards of the Coast Gaming Company and slash Hasbro.
But it takes 5 years to spin up like a shitty video game.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck? You're sitting on nothing. You're wasting time not making any money with the Power Rangers. Like,
yeah. See, that's the problem with gaming, is that gaming in a lot of ways ballooned like major cinema, in terms of like the studios is like, we don't want to make a $60 million or $80 million movie.
Yep.
We only want to make $250 million movies, because the gamblers that get $1 billion.
Yeah.
The problem with gaming is gaming isn't going to be that satisfied where you keep on putting out the same thing. So you can spend $300 million on a Concorde and that's going to get pulled in 2 weeks. Or, and I say this as a person, I say it with full chest, 10 toes down. I like Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
Yeah.
But the type of game that it was, people ain't rock with no more. So you can buy it now for $5 digitally. You hear that?
Wow.
Shawn, if you got some time, spend $5. It actually has a decent story. It's pretty fun to play by yourself, especially for $5 whole.
$5 That
The
is
Digital Deluxe Edition. You get to hear Samoa Joe as King Shark be awesome for $5.
That is incredible. $5. I'm gonna buy that right now.
But I'm saying, like, you get that, and so you got Hasbro's like, oh yeah, who's the company? Larian, the guys who self-funded and spent like what 10 years making Baldur's Gate 3 to have an immaculate game that then everybody bought, especially on PC, where they don't care about. Everybody spends money to get the higher end cards, and then everybody talked about it on every gaming news website that was the most awesome game. So they can spend 10 years and make a profit somehow while everybody else is fucking dying and everybody's getting laid off.
Yeah.
And Warner Brothers Games is hurting because they forced out Mortal Kombat too early. Because as last said, the game was coming out on an investor call before NetherRealm was ready for it, so it harmed the game.
Shit.
So they had to push it out by the fall season, and that's why the game isn't really as good as 11 was. If they would have had their time, oh no, multiverses ain't hidden because they had to change the game and make it slower, even though the beta was killing. All these people are spending all this money on these games. Oh yeah, you guys want to hack freaking Insomniac? And that means all the little plans they had, that was knowing about the Wolverine game and us knowing about the Venom game, us knowing about the X-Men games and shit. Guess what we probably won't get now? We probably won't get a Venom game. Guess how much money they probably spent on that Venom game up to that point? They probably spent $150 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is what the world Hasbro wants to get involved with, and they don't even want to make the cheap G.I. Joes. They only want to make you $25 G.I. Joes. They want to make you spend $300 on a jet that no reasonable adult has the room to fit.
Yo, they made the Dragonfly helicopter.
I seen it, Shawn, in San Diego. I was like, I wanted it, and I saw it. Bro, it's bigger than Galactus.
Yeah. Like, I can't, like, in that, once again, I can't justify spending that kind of money. You know, because they're like, well, if we get 12,000 backers, then we're done. And now, once again, we've created more artificial scarcity, but we've made all this money. And I'm like, yo, just like, I don't like it. It shouldn't cost this much. Yes, I know there's these things called inflation. Yes, I know times change and prices change, but I'm like, this is out of hand. Like, I'm sorry, a 6-inch action figure. Sorry, excuse me. 6-inch action figure with multiple hands, sometimes a different head or two, should not cost $25.
Not in America. Not in America.
Not in America. No. Not in America. Should not cost $25. Like, I understand why I pay for what I pay for when I get an SH Figures figure.
Yeah.
Because that is the highest of quality, okay?
And it's imported.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, the cheaper figures, the Dragon Ball figures are the cheapest figures because they know everybody wants Dragon Ball, and you can get a Goku for $30.
Yep.
Is that my man Double?
Double is so good.
Like, it's like you look at the G.I. Joe. My problem with the G.I. Joe figures is they'll sell it for $25. You go to convention in 6 months, you can get it from $10 to $12. On the floor.
Yeah,
because they can't move them.
Real talk. I just wait for Ollie's. And like, I'll get them from anywhere between $5 to $10. Like, that's how I got Sergeant Slaughter. I got Sergeant Slaughter for like $11.
Wow.
I got Dusty for $5. I got Zorana for $5. Like it's ridiculous, man. Like, no, it should not be this dang on expensive in the United States. But the thing is, there's this whole constant maximum revenue at all costs at all times, and it never pays off. It was like when they did the animated Dungeons and Dragons figures, you know, like those are about about 4.5 inch figures, like, and they look great, but they wanted $20 for those, you know, and like every time I got them, they were either on sale or, once again, got them at Ollie's. Here we go, $8, you know. And so it's just like, that's the whole other thing. It's like, yeah, man, like, here's the thing. Like, I understand, like, because like a lot of a lot of folks are trying to turn the whole toy market into an adult collector's game. And I'm just like, you got to leave something for the kids, man. You have to leave something for the kids. Yes, I know we got video games. Yes, I know we got tablets and streaming and all these other options that kids had that we didn't have when we were children. But the thing is, man, like, you still, as much as I love toys and collectibles, it's for the kids first. You know, it's for the kids first. And like, I feel like the only company that really does that is Playmates with the Turtles, dog. Turtles are affordable.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Turtles
they got
are
expensive turtles.
Yep.
They got regular kid turtles.
Yep.
Like you got the regular, you go to the store, I think a turtle figure is like what? $8.99 maybe?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
And for inflation, that about equals when they was like what? When they first came out, they were about like
$4.99.
Yeah, that's about right for inflation. But then if you really want to spaz out, oh wait, I forgot we can't say that in America no more. If you really want to ball out, you can go to Mondo and buy the soft vinyl figures. You can go find the Mattel He-Man Ninja Turtle figures, maybe spend like what, $18? Because Mattel's also great at making 11 different wrestler figures starting at $8.99 all the way up to when you want to spend the $40 with the cloth robe and the this, that, and the third. And then you can they got mid-tier Ninja Turtle figures. You want to be old and you want to buy a 12-inch version of your wing nut that you had when you was 9. Somebody got you.
Yep.
But when you go to the store and you see the new joint, Mutant Mayhem joints, them joints $8.
Yeah. Yeah, like
because that's how you gotta have options, and Hasbro don't have options no more.
No,
everybody else got options. Like there's cheap Barbies, there's regular Barbie. Regular Barbie's what, $10, $12 max.
Yeah,
but then if you're a Barbie collector, you on the site, and Barbie gonna cost you $40, $50 with the hand sewn outfits or something. And the special head and the lipstick and everything.
The vintage Barbie,
or like, oh, it's Rihanna Barbie.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that. Like, ooh.
Right. And what Hasbro's doing for the kids now is basically like, okay, because like I said, they push like Black Series, they push the high end stuff constantly. But now what they do for the kids is they have a Star Wars line that are basic figures, which actually look pretty good. But the thing is, 1, there's only a select number of figures. 2, you don't know what that actual whole list of figures are. So like, so a kid doesn't know if they can collect them all or not. 3, they're hard to find. Okay. And if it's not those, then like they do like Marvel superheroes, like, the X-Men and Spider-Man, X-Men 97 and Spider-Man / Spider-Verse. And like they're almost 3 3/4 inch action figures, but they're very small. Okay, like they're small and like, and they're like, and they're still like $10. And I'm like, this is a $5 action figure right here. And even when Hasbro does the Star Wars retro collection, where they do like the figures in like Star Wars figures in the essence of Kenner, and like they've done some updated characters in the essence of Kenner, like they're charging like anywhere between like $10 to $15 for those.
Too much money, bro.
Right. Jesus.
Like, and I'm
$3.99.
I don't even think the McFarlane toys right now is costing. You can probably get a McFarlane DC figure for less than that.
Yeah, like
if you go to Walmart and Target, for sure.
Like, listen, McFarlane Superpowers line, fucking great. $9.99 figures. Okay, the figures are great. The vehicles, I haven't seen a vehicle. I think like the most expensive vehicle is probably the Batmobile, and like even that was like maybe close to $30. But like
how much was Darkseid's helicopter?
I haven't.
Now they put that out though. They put that out from the Superpowers line have crazy vehicles, bro.
Yeah,
and they made it look just like that. When you get the Superpowers figures, they look just like. It's like you back at 85. I'm like,
yo, like, okay, so like I know I got the Blue Beetle bug. I got the Blue Beetle bug.
Yeah, that joint looks amazing.
It's fantastic. I've got the Brainiac ship.
The scariest ship.
Yeah. Like I got the Brainiac ship, and when you put like the little arms on it and you start to push it, the arms move. Like it's wild. Like they they made the Batcopter supposedly, and and just them so many. Like they've been doing this for 3 years now.
Speaking, you know what? Speaking about McFarlane, that's the wild card I would love to see get Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Because I think he would do exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
He would make cheap retro figures, and then he would make the McFarlane version of Power Rangers.
with those sculpts. Yeah.
And I know they would have unnecessary muscles for no reason because American Power Rangers, they have muscles.
Yeah.
But I know them joints would be cold.
Yeah. Man, that's a great idea, actually.
And I bet you he would make whole teams.
Yeah.
And I bet they would sell.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing that made me so mad about the whole Lightning collection was that, like, that I think, like, maybe the only teams that were completed were, like, MMPR.
Of course.
You know? Like, I think those are the only ones that were fully completed. There may have been one other team, like, I don't think the entire In Space team was made. You know, I'm not even sure about that.
Excuse me. They never going. They first of all, they always disrespect all the other teams, even though those are. I never understand.
They built the franchise with the other teams.
Now, this is not even that. The sales went up after MMPR.
Yeah,
Zeo, I think, is actually the most successful sales wise of the original, like Zordon Arrow run.
Yeah,
because they were the coldest looking outfits.
Yeah, them toys moved. Like, what's funny is the toys moved and the ratings were still fine, but like Big Bad Beetleborgs was still out rating them, which is wild. So, but the thing is that the ratings for Power and for Zeo were still great, but Beetleborgs was outperforming Zeo, which is wild.
Beetleborgs was my show. They had that damn Jay Leno Dracula and the other monsters in the house that used to crack me up after school, bro. I come in after like joy before I go to the mall. I watch Power Rangers. I watched that damn Beetleborgs. And the Beetleborgs, they was making the comic book, and they had like the one kid who drew his own joints, and he became the white Beetleborg. Like, and I'm sitting here thinking like, Boom want to put VR Troopers in the comic book. Nobody care about them damn VR Troopers. You don't bring goddamn Beetleborgs and them goddamn monsters to the house. Comic book. Alpha 5 with them damn monsters cutting up every issue.
Yes.
Didn't you write?
That's a backup story all the time. They were cutting up every issue.
Shawn, didn't you write like for Boom for one of the Power Ranger books?
Yeah, actually I did. Yeah, I wrote a story for there's an exclusive story for the Go-Go Power Rangers Volume 2 Deluxe hardcover. And it was like, I think, a 10-page story, and like it was drawn by George Cambides. And originally, like 5 years ago, the two of us, we did a Power Rangers tribute comic called Total Eclipse.
I remember that, yeah.
You know, and so like we did that, and like we had a blast making it. And like, and he was able to like, you know, show that to people, and like I think he showed it to some folks at Boom, and that helped him. It was one of the many things he showed him, and that helped him get work with Boom. And like, but like, yeah, the reason why I got that is because like, you know, a friend put like my name in the room. Like my friend T at the time, was pitching with Boom at the time, and told the editor, hey, you know, Shawn, my friend Shawn, he writes and he really loves Power Rangers, and he did this book here as a tribute. And the editor was like, well, you know what? You know, that editor was almost out the door, but they were like, we got, you know, a 10-pager that we need done. Maybe he'd like to write it. So that's how
dope. That's dope as shit.
I got it. You know, and like the story was about it, like, because it fits within that whole Boom continuity, but like it's basically a middle school TJ and Cassie, and like there's middle school TJ and Cassie, and they save a group of kids from Tengu. They try to save a group of kids from Tengu warriors, and like the Power Rangers show up at the end and save the day. And so, but the thing is that one of the kids that gets, that Cassie and TJ are trying to help escape is Rocky's younger sister.
Oh,
And so because like in like the Boom Power Rangers series, like Rocky has a very big family. You know, he's got a bunch of siblings and whatnot. So the thing is that when Rocky notices, you know, these two kids, you know, trying to, you know, save the day, when it's all said and done, the Rangers save the day, like Rocky contacts Zordon and was just like, hey, if you're looking for future Rangers, you know, you might want to keep tabs on these two.
yeah.
So
More
so
shelled
like
liver.
so like it was a bucket list item for me.
Hell yeah.
Like my only regret is, like I said, I love working with George. I think that's great. Anytime we work together, we do really good stuff. Like I just like I wish I would have been able to do some Power Rangers books with my homies.
Yeah.
You know, like me and Julian would have killed it together. You know,
No
we'd
question.
killed it,
No
you
question.
know, like you know, get the home, get you, Jamie, get the homie Martheus out there. You know, like we could have really done some really cool stuff. But like I said, I got my bucket list item. I'm good. You know, like especially because like my time in the direct market is so minimal now. So
Yeah.
like you know, still the fact that I got it is still incredible. So you know, but yeah, man, yeah, that was a hell of a good time. Oh, Julian, Superpowers line pre-order right now. Golden Age 3-pack, Alan Scott Green Lantern, Old School Hour Man, and Old School Starman with the gold scepter and the red outfit.
Now our man, Mr. I Got Hands.
Yeah. His fists are balled tight. They are balled tight. Yo, all three.
JSA, Our Man, and Wildcat, just like, yo, just put us in a room. Oh, don't forget the original Adam. Put us in a room with the bad guys.
Yeah.
Just put us in a room. All you gonna hear is fisticuffs. Shadows and fisticuffs. Adam is 4'11", knocking 7-footers out. Wop, 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 wop.
Yep.
In a collared sweater and a tie and a mask on, like, let's go.
Yeah.
They'd be like, hold the Adam back. Hold him back, Rick. Hold him back, Rick. Wop, 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 wop. Yo, that movie could be hard, bro. JSA movie or TV show could be hard. Just show dudes just knocking people out. The Alisat come in with the flying in with his radio station with the ring on, his crazy outfit on.
They gotta speak in that old 50s way though. Come here, bad guy.
The Hawkman come out. Hawkman's like, yeah, I'm white this life. I was brown my last life. I've been black. I've been Asian. I've been everything. I'm gonna hit you with this mix, though. Damn Nazis.
Take this, Hitler.
I'm surprised nobody's tried to. Well, they never tried to do like Power Rangers in the past. Like,
oh yeah. You remember
it's like. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Dreamwave did a whole like when they had the Transformers license and Devil's Due had.
Oh yeah, they had that Transformers G.I. Joe shit was hot.
Like the steampunk, like the steampunk. Yeah,
Jay Lee drew that book. That book was amazing.
Yeah, like
it was like, why didn't they ever? Because that's also what bothered me about Super Mega Force is that they just because there was so many suits that they were turning into, they couldn't edit them all out.
Yeah,
they're just like, this is another random team we don't know about. Who are they? I'm like, yo, you could have done a throwback, like, yo, Rita getting out the trash can was not the first time. Zordon, they should have tied in that damn robot, the little fake Zordon robot, the tiki robot under the mansion or whatever, under the ground of the power center. A lot earlier, they could just like, yo, we could just make a show. You could make a retro show. Who were the Power Rangers in the early '80s? Be like the Brat Pack, but
with the
like,
big hair and shit.
But then just use one of the older shows and just use the footage because it's from the '80s. It looks old. It'll make it look even more retro.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It'd be like, what does it be like? Shoot, what's one of the joints? 5 man.
Five man.
Yeah, 5 man would work.
Bio man.
Jet man.
No, they can't do Jet man.
People would lose their shit if they did Jet man.
Jet man was hardcore.
Jet man is hard because Jet man is just freaking Battle of the Planets.
Yeah.
with cool outfits. Black Ranger, Red Ranger fighting over the Pink Ranger all the time.
Hell yeah.
Who she gonna marry? Who she gonna marry? Then the Black Ranger dying? Come on, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You couldn't really get over that? Oh, bro.
That's why it would be great for a CW show.
Like, I have because this was like when I was heavy, like into trying to find imports and like in the mid to late 2008 early aughts. There was like one of the Super Sentai anniversaries, and it was it featured like Big One, Gal Ranger Red, I want to say Ginga Ranger Blue, and like a bunch of other folks. And like, man, like I kind of like lost my train of thought because of the Rangers that had Jetman in it too. They had the red Jetman, and the first shot of him on screen, he's at the cemetery. He's at where basically where like where his teammates are no longer with him. And I was like, this shit is for kids, and they make sure that we talk about death up in this.
Did that one have Aka Red, like red with the V, like 30, like the 30 belt?
30th anniversary. Yeah, I love it.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I know it had Big One. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Like, like
I loved Aka Red, man.
yeah, man. Just it was dope. It was really dope. Oh snap! On the McFarlane Toy Store website, the Whirly Bird is $5. I'm getting that Batman Whirly Bird. Oh, Batman of Zen Ura, only $4.99. Well,
because they have the superpowers version, right?
Yep. And guess what? Add to cart is available. Click.
Yeah, you can't beat $5, bro. It's kind of hard.
You can't, man, because like, hey, man, this is value right here. This is value. Oh yeah, man, this is great. The only thing I need McFarlane to come out with on the superpowers line, I need like the good design Dark Side. I don't like the Rainbow Bright Dark Side. Like I cannot get with Rainbow Bright Dark Side with the it looks like a U on his belt. Like I can't get with that. Give me Kirby Dark Side superpowers. Like Rainbow Bright Dark Side don't scare me. Yeah,
he can't scare you. When he got the cape on and everything too. I'm like, man,
he like this the Rainbow Bright Dark Side looked like the Monitor's nephew. You know what I mean? Like he looked like the Monitor's nephew, dog. Like it don't work, man. It don't work. And like it's no shade to Jim Lee. I know Jim Lee a legend. He designed the Rainbow Bright Dark Side. I get it. But it's
the Lego figure of New 52 Dark Side is great because when they had the Lego sets.
Yeah.
I bought that joint when he's attacked because they made one from when he attacks Earth or whatever in the first Justice League story arc.
Yes.
And he's a big bulky Lego person. And I'm like, it works, but I still wish I could get regular tunic, big boots.
Yep.
Arms crossed.
Yep.
I disrespect you all the time. I'm gonna sit on your couch.
One of the greatest images in comic book history.
He's so disrespectful.
Immensely disrespectful.
He'll come to your house and he's sitting there saying like, you ain't got no locks. Ain't no locks for Darkseid, Pete. Like Power Rangers never had a villain. I shouldn't say that. The Machine King was good.
King was good.
Dark Spectre was my dude, though.
Yeah, Dark Spectre was hardcore.
Because even though they just use the same stuff they use in the daggone Turbo movie, as we gonna make him just a random monster in the Turbo movie, he ain't a random monster. And we put him in the show though,
right? Right.
He's like, I'm gonna send that bug cockroach monster go steal this man's little sister and turn into the ultimate bad guy.
Yeah.
Because I have my man, what's his name? The green and black?
Ecliptor.
Ecliptor?
Yep.
Bro. That's all these time people sitting here trying to remake Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin over and over, like, oh, Rita, Repulsor, Lord Dragon's like, no, man. Dark Spectre,
was hardcore.
Everything with Andros.
Yes.
The reason why Andros loses his team. Silver Ranger being a cryo sleep because he hurt. Zordon, like, I'm gonna go ahead and let you rock as a solo ranger in space.
Mm-hmm.
The Aquatar Rangers ain't even gonna help you, bro. Because he's like, I don't need no help.
Yeah, because when like the 4 Turbo Rangers show up, Andros is like, man, who y'all?
Man, y'all ain't no real Rangers. Y'all know about this life.
Yeah, if you don't get out my face.
You know, that's something where you would just love to see the Aquatar Rangers, like the leader, like the woman, probably would be like, I don't even know why y'all try to even pull up on Andros like that. He don't like nobody.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You know, the thing of it is, he looked young too. So the fact that he was a grown man, then he came to Earth and he just started going to high school because he had nothing to do.
Yeah.
And y'all would have keep making Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and there's this whole story of this man by himself.
Bro, like
that's the thing I don't like about it, is that they just linger on this shit and it's just move past it. There's better stuff.
There's other stuff happening in the background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
man.
There's so much going on. Like, there was previous Rangers.
Yes.
We now know that there was the Aquatar Rangers who literally came in with the assist.
Yes.
It was like, oh, dang, y'all down bad, but we got you. We got you, Zordon. We gonna protect your planet while your Rangers got turned into little kids.
Yes. For the second time.
You know, we gonna help you out. You know what I'm saying?
Have the Jetman suits shown up in the comics?
No, because they don't know nothing about Jetman.
Because they could do a Jetman series.
They use
Bird Ranger. I would just call it Eagle Rangers. But
yeah.
Be so hard.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I mean,
they ain't gonna touch. They ain't touching nothing before MMPR.
Nope.
I'm just saying, even within the continuity of that show, there's so much you could tell.
Yeah.
That then you can then feed into other things. Like, you could tell, right, that the Energon universe eventually is going to feed into every other version of Transformers and G.I. Joe. Because Kirkman and the team know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, you can see it. It's like they're not using it now, but eventually somebody's going to be like, yeah, we just need to go ahead and make these comics where, like, Duke don't like Transformers because the aliens attacking the Earth, and then he going to make G.I. Joe, and then Cobra gets connected, and then the Void Rivals is basically Enemy Mine, and they just have quintessons and stuff for no reason in there. And nobody's going to be like, this is how we remake this. And you can do all that with Power Rangers in the Boom books, well, not only caring about the original 5 and Tommy being the Green Ranger than the White Ranger. And you have the Phantom Ranger doing things.
Mm-hmm.
My man, the cop robot. You got Ninjor.
Blue Centurion.
You got Blue Centurion. You got Ninjor. You got the Aquatar Rangers. How did they become Power Rangers? Everything with Andros and his team, and the dead Power Ranger team.
Yeah.
That you can tell that all this happened before Zordon was like, I need teenagers with attitudes.
Yep.
Maybe that is the reason why he picked teenagers with attitudes, because it's like, yo, everything that happened when Andros went bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of them grown folks.
They're not good.
I need somebody who I can control a little bit more.
Yeah.
And the big alliance of big floating good guy heads.
Oh, man.
Like, why did the lady magically come out of nowhere? Diva Toxin sister. What? Why? Where? Yeah, explain her. All these stories you can tell. The Machine Empire, like Lord Vile, Master Vile out
Master
there.
Vile, yes.
My man, Rito Repulso.
Yo,
the hardest out.
Rito,
the hardest out.
Yeah.
The hardest out. Why all this stuff going on? You know, and Lower Zed, before they treated Lower Zed, he like Frieza. Rita thought she was doing something. Laura Zed was like, you messing up.
Yeah.
Then you find out, hold up. Laura Zed ain't even the top man on the totem pole. There's this giant monster dude out here that tell everybody what's good.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Divatox? Did Divatox and Rita have a rivalry?
Yes.
Was Divatox throwing them things on people to steal Rita's man?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what was going on? Because that's what they played. Like Divatox was using her sex appeal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all these possible stories before you even get to Jason, Zach, Billy, Trini, and
Kim.
freaking Kimberly, and then Green with Evil happens, so we gotta have Tommy. There's so much other stories you can tell in between that stuff, happening around that stuff.
Yeah.
Like Gwyneth Alcock was like, do we think we should help the humans? They just destroyed their Megazords. Let's call Zordon. Zordon's like, nah, we good. We can make it through. The kids, they can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like
the kids have it. They got this.
They go. We got me and Alpha. We got plans for these new Zords. These these next generation Zords. You know.
See, and that's the whole thing. Like that's the whole thing. Like sometimes in the original series, they would low key do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like when they were
lore.
Like when they were quote unquote making the White Ranger, you know, and like Billy like found that secret corridor and fell down, and like Saul was like, who's on that table? What's going on? Like, or then like Zordon was like, hey man, call up Tor. Yeah, I got him on speed dial. Go ahead and use him real quick. You know, like
he's just been there the whole time. Also, let alone, okay, here. That's another thing I have a problem with. The new version of the show in the Boom situation. You had the time to show when Jason, Zach, and Trini went to be in the World Team Conference or whatever, and you want to make new Rangers and you make them suits, and you had Dive Rangers sitting right there to say that like the White Ranger suit isn't the only suit they made.
Yeah,
like they could have
used the Kung Fu season.
Suit. Just use those suits.
Yeah.
I don't like their designs. I don't like their little wolf dog thing that becomes a ranger. I don't care. Dive Ranger is Kung Fu suits.
Yeah.
Use the Kung Fu suits. Bring all the toy stuff in the continuity. Through Power Ranger lore.
Because the thing is then that way, if they'd use the Die Ranger suits, then toy wise,
they could make the Die Ranger toys.
They could have got Die Ranger toys. But not only that, but like people forget when Power Rangers Lost Galaxy was out and they had the toy line out, one thing Saban and Bandai did, they found ways to recycle stuff that they weren't able to use. So they're like, yeah, the Die Ranger morpher, yeah, that's actually the Magna Defender morpher. And he used it in one episode, and that was it. He used it in one episode. But yeah, that's the Die Ranger morpher.
It was so smart. It was so smart.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Magna Defender version in Ginga Man, there's no transformation. He just walks around as an angry bull man until he gets to something, until he like dies, goes with his son. Again, Saban just using the same plot for that. He was just like, yo, Magna Defender is mad. His son died. He's taking it out on the bad guy. He dies to be his son. And he gives his power to the Red Ranger we thought died. And now he becomes a Special Ranger. And I'm like, dang. Except, Lost Galaxy got rid of the old horse riding and the old animal stuff. Because I don't know if you guys ever watched Ginga Man. That joint's slow. And when you watch Lost Galaxy, it's like, oh, nah. This is when they was cooking. Because they was like, we can make our own stories.
Yep.
And they're more fire.
Yeah. Lost Galaxy is way better than Ginga Man.
In Space into Lost Galaxy is next level. Because Mega Ranger ain't as good as In Space either.
Yeah. And then when you got that Lost Galaxy in space team up,
it's better than that's never happens. I've never seen anything since it where the Power Rangers team up is better than the Super Sentai team up.
Yeah. Like that it was like Lost Galaxy in space versus the Psycho Rangers, and I was just like, yo. And the thing is, like, I'm sitting there at home on a Saturday, and I'm just watching this episode. Like, man, this is really good. What? I was like, is that TJ? Because they do the turnaround, and I was like, oh, here we go. I was like, I'm not leaving. I am not leaving.
Bro, I was watching because that joint was on. I was in college. I got that joint. I'm still watching Power Rangers. People they're not even looking at me crazy because I'm still watching the Fox Kid block. And I'm like, yo, did they just kill the Pink Ranger, bro?
Yeah.
They're just
I'm
jealous
like-
because they don't have a childhood.
It's just like they just killed the Pink Ranger. It's just like, oh, Power Rangers have changed up. They like, we got age. We're aging with our audience. I was like,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden you get to now and just like, nah, we're gonna find a way to tell the same story of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then we're gonna have everybody change suits one time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to see Trini as the Red Ranger.
Yeah.
Just give me another show with, just make Time Force if you want a woman leader. Just make a Time Force comic. People like Time Force. The suits are cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
They
they
have
are.
a wild time traveling T-Rex robot. It's amazing.
Yes.
They have a good bad guy, the freaking mutant dude, right? Because that one's the mutant dude, right? The guy who takes the bone out and makes is like the bones is a sword, or is that SPD?
No, the thing, the dude that makes bones with a sword, I think that was SPD. Like,
Okay, but even in Time Force, they had the whole thing.
was
They
it
had the
Rancid?
crazy robot. Rancid, yeah, they had the crazy gold robot who goes insane and tries to kill everybody at the end.
Yes,
Because that happens in the Japanese show and the Power Rangers show.
Yeah,
it's like he's just like, F it, I'm gonna kill everybody.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's the type of, and I'm like, y'all can't remake none of this stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Y'all don't want to make. How about this? You don't want to make a board game version of Dungeons and Dragons with Power Rangers? Then, if you like games so much, you play the campaign. Which Ranger? I'm gonna make this character. He gets to be the Red Ranger, and you know what? He gonna be an asshole leader Ranger. But I will roll these dice, and then we going to Dungeon Master's gonna make a whole adventure, a Power Rangers adventure. Why they leaving money on the table? Why is there no Power Ranger Magic the Gathering cards?
Let me double check here, see if there's a Power Rangers RPG.
That's true. Like if they're into if they're going to the card game, there should be a Power Ranger card game.
They have a Doctor Who Magic set. Doctor Who don't fight.
No,
he's a pacifist, but he in Magic though.
Because they
fighters in Magic.
There's a Kamen Rider trading card game. There's a
I don't even need them to make a separate trading card game.
Yeah,
they own Magic. Just make a Magic set.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. They did a Monty Python Magic set.
That's what I'm saying. Just make the Magic set. It's like when Michelangelo's watching the tortoise in the hare, like, Ninja kick the rabbit, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like 2021 was like the year of the Power Rangers RPG. It was by Renegade's tabletop role-playing game from Renegade Game Studios. And like they pushed a lot through. But like because it was like that, and then Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid could be used for the role-playing game, and they had like a bunch of source books. But like it was really just like 2021 to 2022, and like they just stopped. Like they had a deck building game, but like even that was short lived too. That's the whole thing. It's so weird how like they just wouldn't commit. Like, and that's why I always felt about Power Rangers to a point with like everybody who owned it, even through the good stuff. It's just like no one fully commits. It's like, yo, Saban didn't want to pay people. You know, he's like, oh no, you get $500 a week. You know, you don't get royalties on any of the toys, but I'm making all this money. Man, if you paid them cats actual scale, you probably would have made even more money. You know?
Hey. Saban and his friend Ike Perlmutter didn't get rich by paying people what they was worth.
Yeah. It's messed up though.
Well,
again, Marvel people ain't getting their checks. You got, was it with my man who made Thanos wasn't he in the hospital?
Yeah.
And Thanos is the most important character in media. He ain't getting no check. He got like a little something. I think they worked it out later. It was
but they had to be shamed into it.
Yeah, Starling. Meanwhile, James Robbins like, I got a nice little check for the Joker when Dark Knight came. Meanwhile, what's my man Chuck Dixon is like, yeah, I got a 5-figure check, and they just used the building the building back cave once, and he was like, "Yeah, I got a nice check." The checks maybe not as nice as DC, but people still get checks though.
Yeah.
Marvel, you still got to fight. So I'm just saying, Saban isn't alone in terms of like, I ain't paying these people, bro. Bro, I pay Toei what they want, and we gonna edit it up, and we gonna shoot in New Zealand. We gonna shoot this joint for hella cheap. Not even New Zealand, because I think he was still shooting in America then too.
No, he was like Saban shot in America for like all the
for a long
series.
time. And then like I know Disney was like, man, we going to New Zealand, bro.
Yes.
And then you look at all those actors as freaking union actors, because now you seeing them actors in other shows. Like I remember when RPM Yellow was iZombie. She got 5 seasons.
Yes.
And then we got the first Black Pink Ranger. She was in All American Homecoming.
Yes.
That's right.
Look at that. People get to act. You know, that wasn't even Disney. Saban got better later on. A little bit better. Not, you know, he still wasn't paying people. Probably
he still wasn't paying people.
He's so but now he look like a daggone Satan next to Hasbro.
Yeah. Messed up, ain't it? Messed up. It's so messed up.
Because Disney they just didn't understand. Like Disney was still better. It's just they was like, nah, we still trying to get on the girl market. Because I have a feeling if they would have waited it out and they would have got that big term, was like, man, we need to buy Star Wars and Marvel. They would have still bought Star Wars and Marvel and be like, we about to put Power Rangers right in there with
God damn.
They be like, Feige here, do something with these guys, man.
Yes.
Fold them in somehow. I don't know how, but
they would have shown up in Deadpool and Wolverine.
and remember, there was a rumor for a long time that like Disney was going to buy a toy company too.
That, you know what? I think that could still happen, bro. The way things is going.
Yeah.
It's like cut the middleman out. We just gonna make the toys ourselves.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that could do it.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that can afford it.
Yeah, that's extremely true. Like it, and the thing is, if they bought Hasbro, they would literally be buying like 15 toy companies, because Hasbro like bought and killed like Galoob, Parker Brothers, and like tons of companies. Tonka, you know, because Tonka bought Kenner, and then Hasbro bought Tonka, and so then they owned Kenner, and one thing people forget, man, is like when Kenner was actually fully functional business still, there's a period of time, man, where like literally Kenner did all the heavy lifting because Hasbro wasn't doing it. You know, like Kenner was like, yeah, man, our Batman toys sell. What you gonna do about it? You know, like from Batman the animated series to Legends of the Dark Knight, they made cash. Anytime Hasbro didn't know what to do with a quote unquote legacy brand, they gave it to Kenner. That's why you got G.I. Joe Extreme, regardless of how you feel about it. Hasbro didn't know what to do with it. So Kenner was like, oh, we just gonna make larger figures, man, because we're gonna fit in this 90s era. You know, like Kenner carried the weight for Hasbro for like the longest time. Until Hasbro was like, oh, we can shut down these businesses, this office in Cincinnati. We don't need them anymore.
Yeah, no.
You know. So like, yeah, man, it's crazy.
Dark times.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like
they still gonna get money out of me though, because I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna put up another giant figure, and I'm gonna be like, Shawn, he giant, bro. They say he's the size of a baby. I need this.
He big.
He's the size of balls. He's the size of a baby. I need the figure. I remember when I saw that Galactus, I think I texted Shawn. I was like, bro, he's 3 feet tall, bro.
He sent me them pictures, man. I'm like, how are you able to fit this on your phone? You know, are you able to fit this on your phone?
He's the size of a 3-year-old.
It's ridiculous. The amount of articulation and like dedication to like detail in that big ass human being of a figure.
Yo, Because I know we got a friend named Gil. He be buying Mad Marvel Legends. And I don't buy many Marvel Legends because I'm a snob. Because I be like, I'm buying my figures from Japan. Japan way more better. But then they come out with those big figures. And I be like, he's be like, I ain't getting those. And I'm like, that's the only Hasbro Marvel Legends I'm ever going to buy. They got to be as tall as a toddler. Yeah. If they ain't tall as a toddler, I don't want it. And then I get mad because it's like, they could have charged everybody $400 for a 34-inch tall goddamn Megazord.
Yep.
Yeah.
With little Power Rangers to fit inside.
Come on, man.
You do that, and then you do the Dragonzord 2 as the next follow-up. Then you can recreate when Tommy jumped into the joint and beat their ass with like a little finger that goes in the chest. Wow, 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 wow.
Killing me with that, man. Killing me.
Think about that. Think about if you got a giant Goldar.
See, that'd have been dope.
Yeah.
That'd have been dope.
It comes with like a little Rita with her joint, so it's like, make my monster grow.
Baby size Goldar.
Yes. With light up eyes.
Yeah. I probably would have bought it.
He would have bought that joint in a heartbeat.
I'd have bought it.
An armored golden ape-man with wings and a sword?
Yes. How can I say no to that? How? Can't say no to that. Of course I'm going to
the hardest out.
You know.
HasLab instantly. Purchase.
Blink.
Promoting it because I want the stretch goals to happen. And I want the Rita Repulsa with the staff and the little rock formation. So when you stick it in the staff, it makes like a little sound. Yeah. So he's like, and then you do the angle, and it's like, you can remake the pose with your camera phone. And it's a scale with the Power Rangers can be like small. You get like small Power Rangers. So they look up, they're like, He's like, oh shit. That's a year and a half worth of HasLabs right there.
Yeah.
Megazord with 5 Rangers.
Oh.
Dragonzord with Tommy. Evil Tommy, good Tommy.
Big ass Goldar.
Big ass Goldar with mini Rita Repulsa and her staff. And all them joints would have made money. This ain't Ghost Rider with the car that can't sell because people don't know him.
Mm-hmm.
This will be Goldar, bruh.
Right.
This will be the Megazord. If the Megazord is that big and you can take it apart like a transformer, like a combiner, like Fortress Maximus.
Yes.
Like those old Godaikins, like those.
No. People would lose their shit.
Yeah, goddamn.
Yes.
Like a really big Voltron. You pull it apart and you can do the little tank formation. They do the good dioramas. They can do the jing with like they got the actual little smoke coming out with the Tyrannosaur coming out. And the with the running. And he'll be like, yo. He's like, yo, I can buy that. I can recreate that.
Man.
Fuck.
What could have been? What could have been, like I said, man. Money left on the table.
Give us 36 months with the company. Me and Shawn could be like Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti with Marvel Knights. We'll bring
Hell yeah. I want that shit.
We'd be like, let's get a whiteboard. What toys we make?
Right. Right.
This is the first year.
Yes. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. Let's go.
Fuck a TV series. It's just the toys. Just the toys. Just the toys.
Toys and with the Boom comics in the packaging. That's it.
Hell yeah.
Masters Universe style.
Hell yeah.
Comic book in the box. Yeah. Toys. And then I don't know if you guys ever see like in Japan, they got like those Shoto figures where they sell the whole Sentai team.
Yeah.
And those mini figures. Yeah. Do that over here. So it's just like, oh, you want toys where you got the whole team? You get the whole team for like $45.
Fuck, man.
And them toys like 3 inches tall a piece, but it's all 5 of them. Not crazy detail, but it's the whole team.
That shit
together.
That shit would pay for itself.
Like if you did like the whole team, like if you did 3 3/4 inch action figures, whole team, the box is a diorama, and also make the box a diorama.
Yeah.
And then make sure that they have all their weapons. $45, that's a steal. You know, like I don't see a problem with that.
People would collect that. They would just buy it. They wouldn't even open it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you put them in the pose on the box, like whatever the team pose with that for that year, you put them in that pose and you sell them in the box that way. And it's just like, $45.
Yep. Because you know who did that well? Playmates. I remember when they had the classic Star Trek series and they had like
the whole crew, bro.
You get the whole Enterprise crew, and the way the box was set up, the box
was the bridge.
Was the bridge.
Yep.
And I was like, this is genius. This is absolute genius. It's like this is for the collector that like doesn't want to take something out of the box, and it's also for the kid who can't afford an actual Enterprise bridge. It's perfect. It's perfect. Damn. You know.
And we need this. We need this because these next 4 years are going to be sad as shit. So we need some good shit in our lives. We need some Power Fuck Rangers. We need all of the super set because in all of these shows, when you find the greatest evil, you get to punch it in its fucking face.
Every time.
Every fucking time.
Every time.
Even Ultraman, who says, hug the dinosaur, you first punch the shit out of the dinosaur.
Yes. I've seen Ultraman Taro just like literally cut monsters in half. like Ultraman, like there are moments where I'm not like, if I don't with the old ones, especially with the old ones.
The old ones,
like,
yeah.
If you're not paying attention, you're like, wait, what did he just do? And once again, I'm like, this is for children, y'all. This is for children. and I'm like, okay. I was like, all right, I'm down. Like, if y'all feel it's suitable for kids, all right, I'm good.
That's like, how we get Hideaki Anno.
you know, like, yo, man, like, give me Robot Detective. See, that's something I think that you could actually pull off right now is Robot Detective. I don't know, like it's like I think like there may be like 1 or 2 episodes still on the Toei YouTube page, but like they're not subbed because Toei's like, man, fuck y'all, we ain't doing it. But basically, it's a robot that's a detective. He's part of he's a new member of the police force. Like the chief is like, I don't need a damn robot on my team. And like, you know, robot detectives like, yo, I'm just trying to help y'all.
Yeah.
But when it's time to fight, and this is the coolest thing because like in the opening credits, you see this, you know, him and this robot detective in his car racing down the street, and the car stops, and he gets out the car, and he's got like the derby hat, and he's got the jacket on, and I'm like, I'm sold. Here we go. And when it's time to fight, throws the hat off, takes off the coat, swings it 3 times, and he's like, let's go. And I'm like, how can I say no to this?
That's so fucking cool.
How can I say no to this? Like, there's another show, and I think like the Toei YouTube page only put out like 1 episode. Kaizetsu Zubat.
Zubat, yeah, he was one of the early ones.
Yeah, like, and it's basically a dude with a guitar. He's essentially an ex-cop / El Kabong, you know, roaming the country like a cowboy because he's the fastest hand in the West. But at the same time, he's honoring his best friend who was assassinated. Goes to his former best friend's lab, builds the super suit and the supercar, and every time he becomes Kaizetsu Zubat, he's got 5 minutes of power. 5, and Zubat's got a whip instead of a gun. But when he's just regular dude, he's got the cowboy hat, the guitar, he's got the gun. Yo, man, Kaizetsu Zubat is so cold, and like I've been trying to find an import DVD Blu-ray of that so bad. Like, yo, Julian, remember when during the 2020 when we was at home and you was like, yo, have you watched Exceed Draft?
Yo, Exceed Draft is crazy.
Yo,
that joint is like a what's the guy who made a Bruckheimer a Bruckheimer movie, but tokusatsu.
Yes.
You ever Jamie? You never watched Exceed Draft? Yo, you gotta watch Exceed Draft.
I'm looking that shit up now.
Bro, it's like a movie from 1986 with explosions and fire, but it's people in metal suits, bro. It's freaking crazy.
Oh shit! I'm looking at the suits now. Oh my god!
Yo, they just be saving people and they be fighting crime like dangerous criminals,
and
like Lethal Weapon style fight like criminals. But then they gotta get in the suits and save people out of burning houses and shit.
Yes.
And I'm sitting here thinking, it's like, Saban, you ain't want to adapt that, bro?
yeah. Like, it's
all
literally
you doing is editing. All you doing is editing anyway.
It's like in the 90s, this would have been a hit. Like, this would have been a massive hit.
It would have been like an action-packed show.
Yes.
Action-packed. Oh, I remember that shit. Oh my god.
Oh my.
Yeah, man. When during that period when they were just putting up random shows on the little
Team
YouTube
Knight
page,
Rider. Oh my god.
I was watching mad at them shows. I'm like, yo, some of these joints is kind of fire though.
Yes.
One of them is I don't remember if it's Exceed Draft or the other one where it's like the leader is a human, but the other two are robots. And he is a leader.
Is that Winspector?
That might be Winspector.
Winspector, yeah.
The other two is robots and they just try to figure out how to be human, bro.
Yeah.
That joint crazy.
Winspector is cold too.
Man.
And honestly, that's another series that like, and if it was the 90s, I'd have brought Exceed Draft and Winspector over to the United States. I'd have brought them both over and adapted.
You know what? You wouldn't even have to make that a kid show. You make that literally like an action-packed show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Put that joint on syndication. You're like, yo, put this on at like 10:30 at night on the syndicated channel, on the independent channels. They be breaking in money because there would be dudes up randomly like 3 a.m. and be like, well,
what's
TV,
this? Yeah.
TV went off back then.
Mm-hmm.
1 a.m. because I always forgot. Back in 92, TV would still have the Native American head. Once you get to 2 a.m, it cut off.
Yeah.
That's when we were a society. They cut TV off. For the betterment of people, they cut TV
off. But instead, they was like, yo, you want to watch Nightman, don't you?
America ain't been the same since.
I know. It ain't been right.
Well, they would hit you up. You at nighttime, you up late. They hit you with the freaking national anthem and the flag and airplanes flying in the sky. And then TV will go off until like 5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah. Here's a system pattern. Take your ass to bed. Good night.
Don't put me in power, y'all. TV going off on every station. I might mess around and make the streamers put that up. Like, yo, it's 3 a.m. In America, there's no reason for you to be up watching Netflix.
Yeah.
American flag, national anthem. What do you mean Netflix can't play me because you're supposed to be asleep now?
Yeah. Go to bed.
There's no good that can come from this. Go to bed.
Yeah.
Wake up for a better country, for a better America.
Well, I think we have to end it there. How are you guys feeling about the future of the franchise?
I don't think there is a future for it. I think it's literally the franchise is literally going to be kept alive by the actors, the old ones and the new ones. They, they'll keep it alive. The fan base will keep it alive. I think Playmates will do stuff with Power Rangers. I'm just not sure as to the extent, but I really think if it's the rewind thing works out, that's the kind of figures you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's going to be third party toy companies like 3-0. There's a couple other third party toy companies that are like doing like Power Rangers, the movie figures right now. And they're 6 inches and they look just like the 20th Century Fox movie figures. That's how you're going to get Power Rangers. It's going to be the third party companies keeping it alive, and like the fans and like and the actors keeping it going. That's really it. Like, unless somebody buys it, this is it.
Yeah,
Just
like Star Trek before it had its renaissance.
Yep.
How about you, Julian? What do you think?
I think within 5 years, it's going to be owned by another company. It'll be a press release that comes out of a San Diego Comic-Con, and a new company will own it, and they're going to start production or whatever on some new stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be, and then once that happens, it'll be interesting because it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
because you ain't got no suits. You ain't got no props.
We track them down and we tell them to let us work for them.
Oh man,
they can make new suits, man. It's just material and sewing thread.
Oh
yeah.
It's not molded. It's not molded outfits.
Yeah,
it's still spandex.
Yo, I rock with that though. I rock with it. It looks those. Hey man, look, the Super Sentai suits look great. And granted, in America, for Power Rangers, it took them about. They didn't get it right until Zeo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like because Zeo had a lot of new footage, and like those suits looked amazing. And so like they look great, but like man, the first like 2 seasons of Power Rangers, anytime they was doing their own footage, like, oh, this is rough.
Yeah.
That Green Ranger chest shield.
That dragon shield. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm like, no, dog, no, this ain't working. Yeah. Like, yeah, go ahead and do them crescent kicks, Tommy, because you covering up the fact that your shield.
Shawn, where can people find you?
Yes, you can find me on Blue Sky at Shawn R. Pryor, that Blue Sky, bsky.social. Instagram, The Shawn P Show, website, ShawnPryor.com. Pryor like Richard Pryor. You can always find me there. And if you want to buy my books, you can go to my website. It has some of my books listed. I got to update the damn website. But like you can go to, like, I know don't everybody like going to Amazon, but if you want to, you can go there, type my name, find a book, click on my name, takes you to my author page. Or you can go to bookshop.org and type my name and like find a majority of my books there as well. And you'll be supporting independent and small bookstores that way. So, yeah, but like for the most part, every book that I've written is available wherever books are sold.
Hell yeah. Julian, where can people find you?
Social media wise, I'm still on everything. I didn't leave Twitter either because they still be jokes on there.
Yeah.
But it's my first and last name, Julian Lytle, Lytle, on all those social media sites. If you want to read my reviews, the bulk of them are on Riot Us, so RIOTUS.com. Also, I have posts on the Beat, thecomicsbeat.com. You can also search for my reviews on Rotten Tomatoes because I'm a Rotten Tomato critic. Tomato meter approved. My decisions count. You know, I choose the fresher splat, not like you folks. I do not believe in the verified hot. And for the bulk of it like this, maybe I'll make a comic book again. Maybe I won't. I don't know.
I mean, you're still at Small Press Expo every year.
They keep inviting me. It's a way to see everybody.
Yeah.
I'm basically paying to hang out with people.
All right. That'll do it for this episode. Thanks, everybody. And see you around and shit.
All right. Peace.
Peace.